reacting to.
He warns us not to let someone powerful be corrupted by the Spire, otherwise Jones won't stand a chance of escaping. So we have to rush back before the Spire attracts attention from and that's when he's cut off. When we head back to Raz, we're already too late. Raz has been fully corrupted by an artifact he found at the Spire. He becomes Glyphmaster Raz, and then uses a shard of cube energy to fight us. After a long and hard battle, we defeat him and take the artifact away from him. But meanwhile on the island, Batman has been trapped in the loop after he was investigating a rift in Gotham City. Since getting trapped, he has built a shack, written down notes for himself every time his memory gets reset, and prepared an escape plan. With the help from Catwoman, Batman escapes the loop by standing in the center of the storm and being the only person left alive. He then comes across a gang of island dwellers who all escape the loop on their own. They form an alliance and decide to get off the island for good. But if you go too far out from the island, you literally just evaporate, so they can't do that. They need to get back to their own reality the same way they came here, through the zero point. So Batman is actually able to unlock one of the bunkers on the island, and they make their way into the Imagined Order headquarters. After fighting golems, IO guards, and other enemies, the gang finally get to the bridge. Batman's detective skills are put to the test as he figures out how to use the IO's technology to open a portal. He realizes that the zero point connects every single reality in the universe to each other, and that it's flicking through millions of realities every second. He needs to make it open a portal to a specific reality, not millions at once. He finally figures it out and helps some of the gang get back home, but not before he is betrayed by one of them. Deathstroke reveals he has been working for the Imagined Order this entire time. He returns to Gotham City, and Batman, Catwoman, and Harley Quinn go after him. And so this journey ends with a big reveal. Lex Luthor and the Batman Who Laughs talking to a mysterious figure from the Imagined Order and making a deal with her. And now we are back on the island. The unwanted attention that Jonesy the First is talking about, well, is coming. UFOs begin showing up around the island and abducting loopers. We end up investigating things like crop circles, alien symbols appearing on TVs and farms, and a lot more. But loopers begin to pick up on this. The conspiracy theorist named Mari creates a radio show where she warns the people of the island about the incoming threat of aliens. But her broadcast doesn't last long, as she is contacted by the same person we saw in Gotham City. She orders us to destroy the TVs with alien symbols on it and shuts down Mari's broadcast. But just before Mari ends, she reveals that the name of the invaders is The Last Reality. But we don't even have time to process this, because before we know it, the invasion has begun.
Microsoft Dreamspace, empowering 1 million students across the island of Ireland to develop their STEM skills.
Reality has arrived, and the Imagined Order are not happy about it. They sent Dr. Sloan, who was Agent Jones' boss and is a highly professional leader of the IO, to the island to deal with the problem. Now that Jones is gone, she has to do it herself. She sets up IO bases all over the island and builds her own headquarters underneath Corny Crops. And it's here they study the mothership floating above the island. Eventually, the mothership sends down UFOs and an alien species known as the Chimera to annihilate everyone on the island. However, it turns out the Chimera end up being a pretty easy force to fight off. The only true threat is the huge mothership in the sky, and Sloan has got to do something about it. While they're coming up with a plan, the mothership is already hard at work. It moves around the island, slowly abducting entire locations. It takes Slurpy Swamp and Coral Castle and sends the Chimera to completely overrun Holly Hedges. Meanwhile, the Last Reality scans our minds in an attempt to figure out where the zero point is and how it exactly works. But Sloan is one step ahead of them. She realizes that there's a mole in the Imagined Order, leaking information to the aliens. Eventually, she figures out that it is actually Maven leaking info, but instead of punishing her, Sloan gives her fake information instead. Maven eventually snitches to the aliens, telling them that the IO's secret base of operations is at Corny Crops. And yes, it is, but at this point, Sloan has built a huge bomb into the complex. Of course, the aliens abduct the POI just as planned, and eventually, Operation Skyfire is a go. It was time to put an end to this invasion once and for all. Sloan gathers a team of loopers, aka us, to get abducted onto the mothership and make sure everything goes smoothly. smoothly. Once we're abducted, we break out of prison and make our way through the mothership, dodging guards and spotting many Easter eggs along the way. Eventually, we make our way to the abduction chamber, where we can see that corny complex and all of the bombs attached to it is primed and ready to go. The plan is going pretty smoothly as Sloan arms the bombs. But the last reality have a trick or two up their sleeve.
The signal was cut off. I'll figure this out. Just stay alive. This is impossible.
We thought it was gone for good! Last time we nearly destroyed the island. Okay, we need to hit this thing hard and fast. Yeah, not good. So we fend off this cube and shut it down, then get back to arming the bombs. We're successful. With 2 minutes left until detonation, Sloan gives us some pretty bad news. You played your part. Now I have to play mine. We are fighting a war in which we are hopelessly outgunned. I won't bring you home. She betrayed us and leaves us to die on the mothership. But we weren't giving up anytime soon. We go to the dying cube and we use our collective power to revive it, turning it blue. But then the elevator begins to rise, taking us higher and higher into the mothership. And this is where the sets in. The aliens didn't bring back the cube from Chapter 1. There are thousands of cubes out there. They are the last reality. The aliens were an enslaved army. But before we even have time to register this, Sloan's bombs detonate. The mothership is blown to pieces, and we are falling down towards the island, preparing for the worst. We're hit by falling debris, and everything cuts to black. Cubes crashed onto the island, it is an absolute disaster. The last reality may have lost their mothership, but they are still our most dangerous opponent yet. And among all of these cubes, there is one golden cube controlled by the Cube Queen. She has revealed herself, saying that she will stop at nothing until we are all completely wiped out. We are going to be just like every other reality she has destroyed and enslaved. Except if the Fortnite island is destroyed, that is a gigantic problem. Because if the 0 point is destroyed, so is everything else. Reality itself will be totally annihilated. So the Queen finally begins her plan. She takes her golden cube and makes her way to each of the stranded cubes around the island, making them one by one. She then uses her energy to clone them, producing hundreds of baby-sized cubes. Eventually, they all move towards the center of the island, directly above the 0 point. With all of her cubes in the right position, she emerges from hers and reveals her true form. She then seals herself inside of a corruption bubble while the cubes merge together to create a huge town. And eventually, this town becomes a pyramid, with the golden cube pointing directly into the sky and also directly downwards towards the bridge. The Cube Queen not only wants to destroy the island using her cube monsters, but this is just the beginning of her evil plan. She wants to go further. Instead of just destroying our reality, the Cube Queen wants to destroy every reality that has ever existed. And there's only one way for her to do that, with the 0 point. The fact that the 0 point is the key to every single reality out there, she just needs control of it, and she can use that power to destroy every single thing that has ever lived, leaving her and her minions as the only thing left standing. And that would complete her plan and truly make them the last reality. In the meantime, Dr. Sloan is gathering alien devices from abductor crash sites and taking them to an emergency IO bunker to study them. But over on the other side of the island, the blue cube lays ignoring all the Cube Queen's demands and sitting still, waiting to be activated. But while Sloan and the Queen prepare their plans, a familiar face finally returns. The Foundation, after months of being in a coma underwater, has awoken. But he isn't on the same island. He wakes up in Gotham City and runs into Batman, who attempts Eventually, they stop fighting when the Foundation explains he has sworn enemies with the Imagined Order. He reveals that he and the Seven want to take down the IO and free the Zero Point. The Foundation is currently living his biggest nightmare as Gino has control of the Zero Point, and the Imagined Order are finally beginning to run its secrets and gain true power of the universe. Help the Foundation. How the Seven all wear their iconic suits as it is airtight and protects them from the effects of the loot. Suddenly, the Foundation gets dragged through a rift by the Batman who laughs, who's posing as the real Batman to lure him to the island. They fight, and the Foundation's visor gets cracked, leaving him vulnerable to the loot. However, he wins the battle and stands in the middle of the storm while being the only one left. The method for escaping the loot. He realizes that he needs to find Jones immediately after spotting just how much has happened since he was thrown from the spire all of those seasons ago. Once he finds Jones, then he can get to Gino, the sisters, and finally take down the evil Imagined Order once and for all. This journey is only just beginning, and it will continue when everything reaches its climax in the Chapter 2 finale. Yes, you are now fully caught up on the entire Fortnite storyline and prepared for Chapter 3. This video has been a long time in the making. I mean, seriously, we've been paying attention to the storyline for years. So thank you guys so much for your support. It's been Tommy, and keep it here on Top 5 Gaming.
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video.
Not sure where to start with your smart meter?
Okay guys, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure you guys comment, see you next time. Bye. Noah!